She loves me, but won't date me because she is afraid to lose me. I 28 have known this girl 25 for over a year, but we have grown a lot closer in this time. I knew she loves spending time with and being around me because she has said all this to me personally. Recently, I realized I started getting feelings for her, so I asked her out on a date and she also said yes. We also agreed if things didn't go well, we will revert back to being just friends. We went on our first date, and it went amazingly well. We spent 9 hours together. In these 9 hours, there was not a single moment of awkward silence. While talking about online dating, I stated I'm very picky right swiping, and she immediately said, "It's good you are picky, otherwise you would have been on many more dates and then you wouldn't have wanted to meet or date me." This is just one of the things she said that made me blush. In the end, I asked her out again, she didn't agree and I accepted it as it is. Now yesterday, I was talking to another friend of hers. They have been best friends since childhood. While talking, she accidentally slipped out something that caught my attention and I asked her to clarify it. Turns out, the friend I went on a date with, really loves me and not just as a friend but more than that. The only reason she is not acting on her feelings is that she is very much afraid if dating didn't work out, she might completely lose me from her life. Her friend also said that she has been overthinking this ever since her date, and just doesn't know what to do next. Now I don't know what to do. I was starting to accept us being just friends, but what her friend told me started questioning things. I am just upset because she has always been direct and honest with me, but this time she didn't trust me enough to share her fears. TLDR, my friend loves me but is afraid to lose me from her life and therefore won't date me. I was okay with this when I didn't know she loves me, but now I'm confused. One thing I have learned, if you have to question or are confused about how they feel about you, walk away. If someone says I'm not ready for a commitment, I just want to be friends, I don't want to lose you, just walk away. If it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. That doesn't mean that things won't change in the future, but you can't wait around for someone to make up their mind or go into a relationship where you are questioning if they feel the same about you. She very well may love you, I'm not doubting that, but it's not the kind of love you're looking for and it sounds like she's just not ready to commit. This is so true. And it comes back to bite you further down the road. There is always a real reason behind that doubt. Almost always to do with the potential partner. Like a lack of attraction or some other issue that relates to being in a relationship with them. And it is this doubt that always remains and resurfaces at every crossroad in the relationship. Not worth dating anybody in the long run if they aren't all in from the start. Despite the obvious responses on this post, I do feel her. I started dating my ex after 3 years of being friends. So who's better than me that could tell you about this situation? I confessed my feelings for my ex after 3 long years of being close friends. We were in a relationship for around a year. Things didn't work out and she broke up. Did I lose her? Yes, she wanted to be friends but I refused as I couldn't go back to normal and pretend to forget everything. Was it worth it? Hell yeah. I loved her. I loved being with her. Is dating someone who you know for such a long time exciting? Yes. You will learn so many things about the person you didn't know. Were you afraid of losing them? Yes, we both were and we eventually did lose each other. We had our differences but still when I look back at that time, that transition from friends to lovers, it still gives me chills. See, she needs to understand that everything in this life comes at a cost. Something that helped me during my situation was, bigger the risk, bigger the reward. If things don't work out between both of you, it would be terrible cause you'll probably end up losing each other. But what if they work out? What's better than being in a relationship with your friend, marrying? I know that's extreme and doesn't mean you both would eventually marry. Wouldn't it be the most beautiful thing? Weigh the risks and rewards. I can understand her hesitation as someone who is dating their roommate. I had to really talk myself into making a move on my girlfriend. The risks of it not working out and losing a good friend and one of us having to move outweighed on me heavily. Eventually got tired of the semi-dating cuddling, holding hands, almost kissing once, and made a move. My girlfriend is similar to your friend in the sense that she admitted that she would have never made the first move. She was 100% prepared to just struggle with her feelings for me until they went away just so she could keep me as a friend. As far as advice, I'm torn. On one hand, you could bring it up, but then you're risking throwing her friend under the bus. Other hand, maybe just leave it alone and be her friend if you're able to. Good luck, up. Maybe it's because I haven't had my morning coffee yet, but this sounds like a cop-out on her part. It's okay to be afraid of losing someone because of a soured relationship, however, you shouldn't be waiting on a maybe when it comes to her. My woman knows I love her. I told her from day one I wanted to be in her life, and she said the same. Any doubts she's had in our relationship I've assuaged, and there's never been a breakdown in our communication or fear or hesitation. I say keep moving forward, distance yourself a little bit so you can both take time to process feelings, and continue going on dates with other people. She can be afraid all she wants, but you don't have to deal with that. For some reason, this is a story I've seen often in my 20s. I would say don't be too upset with her about it. Even if she was always direct with you, real feelings have a way of creating all kinds of chaos and confusion and irrational thoughts. Otherwise, at the end of the day, it will be up to you to decide how much you can tolerate this very odd and very frustrating relationship status with her. I think you can patiently give her the confidence that taking a chance with you will be worth the risk. The process of courtship here can be a real and meaningful story for you guys. Or not. But hey, it sounds like she at least have very romantic feelings for you. To start off as good friends then have an amazing 9-hour date is a good recipe for finding a great partner for your life. So my internet stranger nudge is that you are obviously the more decisive one, so if she is worth it for you, just spend more one-on-one time with her and give her the space to figure it out until you really can't go much further. Don't be too upset with her, it is normal. I can speak from experience here. The answer is simple: you make a deal with her that if you date, no matter what, your friendship comes first. That if it comes down to it, you will both willingly sacrifice the relationship if necessary to protect the friendship. If you are both emotionally mature, it works. My best friend is an ex-partner. Before we got together, we were very good friends. We agreed that no matter what, we always wanted to be in each other's lives. We had a great relationship for a few years, but as things happen, we both changed in different ways. We parted ways amicably. For the first month or so we were kind of awkward, not really sure where our boundaries were. Then we, without discussing it, just naturally, didn't talk much for a few months. That I think was necessary for us each to have time to heal and let go. Then after that we started to rebuild our friendship. And we are still best friends to this day. There's a lot of people who insist that when you break up you have to go no contact, block the person on everything, never talk to them again. I say that's crap. If two people are intelligent and emotionally mature, it's very possible to recognize that a relationship isn't working and go back to being friends. It took years and many cycles of friends to realize that losing someone is the norm. I can't be afraid of losing someone to make a move, because so few friends last through the ups and downs of life. Having a straightforward conversation with her would be prudent. I would really like to pursue this, and if you change your mind, let me know. And then drop it. The ball's in her court. Also, don't let her potential feelings stop you from pursuing other women. You can't let her indecision stop you from moving forward. This is tough. Like, part of me says that the ball is in her court, so you just keep going, but some people will cling on to that shit until it's too late. Sometimes it feels easier to suffer in silence than to risk rejection/potential consequences. I always say that when people decline you romantically, the thing to do is accept that and move on. I'm uncertain here, however. Would one more ask be out of order? You have new information. You can do it without throwing the friend under the bus. From what the friend says, she's paralyzed by indecision and overthinking. Maybe another request would shake her out of it. Or maybe it would be disrespectful. Or maybe the friend is wrong. Sorry, I know it's a tough spot. The thing that probably hasn't occurred to her is that she can mostly lose you without ever dating you. When you meet some and fall in love with them, you aren't going to have the same amount of time to hang out with friends. If you get a job somewhere else and need to move, she could lose you then too. And frankly, I hope if she isn't available that you treat her as a friend, but also start focusing more of your time and energy into finding someone who is. Go on many more dates, find other ways to meet partners. Because waiting endlessly for someone not interested in dating you is a bad idea. I dated my best friend a few years ago. We had been best friends for 2 to 3 years. We did so on the proviso that we would remain friends even if it didn't work out. We had a lush year, but things didn't work out. I wasn't driven in life, and needed to learn things from my first proper relationship. We remained best friends for a year afterwards, but eventually that ended too, and that was more her choice than mine, though I now understand that was quite reasonable. I had developed an unhealthy attachment to her that couldn't be healed from the inside. I was annoyed at this for a while. We were meant to remain best friends, right? How could she betray that agreement? I'm somewhat of an otherthinker/ruminator. Eventually, after months of processing, trying to work out what was reasonable, what was right, I realized that even if we never changed our dynamic to being a couple, we would have almost certainly drifted apart anyways. I've had many best friends in my life, people who we mutually choose to spend the most time with for an extended period of time, and they've all ended at some point. Sometimes the friendship rekindles, mostly not. And that's fine, as we all go through life, we all change constantly, and so our social needs and compatibilities change. I have absolutely no regrets about having gotten involved with her the way I did. We were in love, we had some really awesome and special times with each other, memories that we'll treasure for our lives. She's about to have a kid, with a guy that's right for her, and I'm really happy for her. As much as I used to really want to have kids with her, she'll make an incredible mom. I'm over that, and I'm genuinely happy when I think of her, the times we've had, how we've each grown, etc. This is just one anecdote, but I just want to give you my experience of something similar. I'm not sure how to apply this to your own situation. Maybe just make the point that the friendship may well run its course anyways, but that if you see the possibility of the two of you being lifelong partners, then it's worth giving that a chance. Maybe show her my comment, who knows? But if she told me her story, and it's as you described it, and the only thing holding her back is the fear that she'll lose you as a friend, then I'd tell her to stop being an idiot, stop letting fear ruin her life, and give herself the chance to have a great love. These things don't come around often, and you've potentially got one of the best foundations for the sort of relationship you want. Good luck, op. Hope to see an update from you one day.